Welcome to the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, powered by the College of Southern Nevada. Each week, we'll be featuring business owners and entrepreneurs that will provide their personal recipes for business, powerful conversations, and knowledge of the business world. We amplify the stories of various backgrounds, cultures, and expertise. Our self-identity is as diverse as our social community. We cultivate a community of like-minded individuals that share their different perspectives, broadening our worldview. Are you ready? This is the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Welcome back to the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, under the operation of the College of Southern Nevada here at the North Las Vegas campus for another sensational, impactful episode. I am your host, Tory, with our DJ Icebreak. My guy. How you doing over there?
Yeah.
That's my guy. So our episode today is called Perfect Products, Perfect Solutions, with the perfect guest. So now, ladies, gentlemen, today's guest is inspiring the masses to invest in the digital space. Our guest today is a proud father of a beautiful girl. Shout out to all the girl dads, man. Shout out to all the girl dads. I'm a girl dad.
Absolutely.
Shout out to all the girl dads. You know what I'm saying? Today's guest attended Lincoln College of Technology and attended Purdue University at where?
Calumet,
good sir. He is an investor, NFT, and cryptocurrency expert, but more on the cryptocurrency side. But he definitely does both. He is also he's proud to belong to several social groups that are to uplift one another and to assist within anything in the community. So huge shout out to that as well. Ladies, gentlemen, and without further ado, the punctual, the visionary, the humble founder and CEO of Perfect Products, Dee Cosby, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, D? How you feeling, sir?
Good, man. I'm good. Appreciate it,
man.
Thank you for having me on, man.
Of course, bro. Thank you for coming out. I know it's early, but thank you for coming. How's everything going?
Everything's great,
man.
It's great, bro.
So, man, tell the people about yourself, sir.
Man, for one, like you said, man, for the first thing, I'm a father, man.
Yeah.
I'm a proud father of a 2-year-old
Come on, man. Talk about
girl.
that.
Man, it's a blessing, man. I see me in her, and it's like, oh my gosh, what are you going to turn into? And I mean, just being able to spend time with her, being an entrepreneur, and not working for somebody else, and taking her to daycare when I choose to, spending time when I want to with her, and not have to listen to anybody else on when I can take a vacation with her. It's a blessing, man.
Most definitely, man. That's a huge blessing. So let's talk about your experience from being in college to then becoming a full-fledged entrepreneur. Can you so elaborate on that? So you went to college, and like what happened with those experiences that led you to be an investor and entrepreneur?
So when I got into Lincoln College of Technology in Melrose Park, Illinois, I was going for a technician standpoint on electronics. At the time, I'm not knowing what it's really about. I just know it's electronics. I'm thinking that I'm going to be in a class programming, but it was electronics in general, learning about CCTV, the cameras, learning about fire alarms, burglar alarms. And so I end up finishing 3.8 GPA.
Come on, talk that talk, sir.
I was commuting from Indiana. I was living in Indiana at the time. And so I was commuting from Indiana to Illinois. Yeah, so it was like an hour, but I was taking a bus. It was a bus they had for it. So I was committed to going.
Bucko.
Hey, I was committed to going, bro.
First of all, you said it was an hour commute. Not only that, you took a bus?
That was the transportation that the school provided.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, no. I wasn't coming out of pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, that was part of the tuition.
That's what I was wondering. I was
no.
Okay. No.
Yeah, so I didn't end up getting a job in that field. So I'm like, oh, man, let me go back to school. Mm-hmm. So I ended up going to Purdue University Calumet, which is in Hammond, Indiana, not the main university out in Lafayette. And I went for construction management because I kind of wanted to be in the construction field.
Right.
And I didn't end up finishing. I was a college dropout, going to parties, chasing girls or whatever. So I didn't end up doing that. And so I'm like, I got to do something.
Right.
So I ended up doing selling knives with it's called vector marketing.
Okay.
So I had the entrepreneurial spirit because I have entrepreneurs in my family. So I'm like, let me do this. Mom wasn't really feeling it, but when them checks start rolling in, she like, oh, okay, I see you. I'm selling knives, $1,000 set knives or whatever.
Right.
So that was my first start into being an entrepreneur.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I never looked back, even though I did get jobs after that, but I never looked back to saying like, I'm going to be my own boss.
Right. No, I salute you on that, bro, because I guess when you're an entrepreneur, it's one of those things. Like I'm someone, I say I'm half in, half out. Like where I do work for the college, but I'm an entrepreneur as well. And I'm just like, man, doing this full time, you really have to commit. And I'm not there to where I'm gonna commit. So I really commend you for that. Like, so talk about that and how it's been to fully commit to being an entrepreneur.
Well, man, it was a challenge at first, but it starts with having the mindset. I'm sure everybody hear that all the time. It starts with your mindset.
Yeah.
Whoever you listen to, all the gurus, or I read a lot of books. So it starts with the mindset, man. I always say that I'm rich, and not just rich financially. There's so many other ways you could be rich. If you just think that you rich financially, you got a lot to learn.
I agree.
And I could just break down how I'm rich. I'm rich first because I'm mentally healthy. I'm rich because I'm physically healthy.
Talk about it.
I'm rich because I have control over my time.
Talk about it.
I'm rich because I have knowledge.
Talk about
I'm rich
it.
because I have wisdom.
Talk about it.
My people that I have around, my friends, my family, my colleagues, mentors, those are the people that keep me grounded. I could talk to them about health. I could talk to them about traveling. I could talk to them about love, happiness. All of those things. I didn't say nothing about money, right?
No, you didn't say nothing about money.
Those are the things that make me rich.
I love that, bro. See, that's a little bit of that recipe. You know what I'm
little
saying?
sauce, right?
That little sauce. Like, yeah, we're going to get to the sauce, but like to get to the sauce, you got to have a little bit of add-ins to the recipe.
Absolutely.
And that's what the conversation we're having here, because your experiences has led you to figuring out your secret sauce to the success to your business, right? And you have a business called Perfect Products. So what is Perfect Products?
Perfect Products is a company that I have selling on eBay. I sell on different platforms, but eBay is mostly the breadwinner when it comes to me selling products. And so I just randomly came up with the name Perfect Product because I'm like, all right, everybody else got nice products or whatever it is. So I just came up with Perfect Products and something that's real simple. So I kind of reverse engineered. I was a consumer first on eBay, Amazon, of course. And so with eBay, I seen that they had where, as me being a consumer, I'm still being ranked. And when I mean ranked, like, okay, I'm giving feedback to the sellers. So when I buy something, I'm giving them feedback and I'm still ranking. And so when you turn it over to the business side, you're still being ranked because you can bring that profile over to the business side and you're being ranked when you give feedback and then when they give you feedback. So you still in that same lane of like, okay, I've been on eBay X amount of years or whatever because I've been buying. So now I'm a seller.
Right.
So people are looking at me like, oh, okay, he's been on eBay for a while, so let's buy from him.
Right.
Yes.
And so they definitely see the benefit of the quality that you've been able to produce. Okay.
Correct.
So salute. So one of the questions I have for you is, from dropping out of college, right, and going into investing, how has that prepared you to invest in crypto and NFTs?
I mean, you have to keep your ear to the streets, to the world, knowing what's going on. Especially when you talk about crypto. I don't want to get too
deep yet,
too deep or whatever, but with the truckers out in Canada,
right?
They had got their accounts frozen because they were calling them terrorists. Oh. They got their accounts frozen. People that was giving money to them got their accounts frozen. So when you think about that, what else? How are you going to exchange currency?
Right.
And then so you have cryptocurrency where you don't have anybody mingling with your funds or whatever.
Right.
So that's where that's the idea that people should take heed.
Take heed to.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, that's good to know.
It's good to know.
It's good to know because I definitely didn't know that. So that's definitely great for y'all, for the audience to know. Because the next question I have for you is, can you think of a time that you planned something and it didn't go accordingly? Like, how did you make it work?
That's a great question. Well, I moved out here in 2012, and I guess my vision on what I wanted to do didn't work. So when I first moved out here from Indiana, I stayed with my father, and I guess the relationship between me and him wasn't what I expected to be. I wasn't working. It was a lot of promises made, so I just kind of like made the best out of it.
Right.
So I did end up working, finding a job, but I think that, I mean, I really didn't have like a horrible experience where it's like I would just had my back up against the wall. I put my back up against the wall when I want to do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Okay. So then when it out of that transitioning into you being an entrepreneur and making the decisions you had to make, you've been here for, now officially you've been here for 10 years.
Yeah.
So
June 8th would be the official day.
Come on.
June 8th, 2020.
Well, technically in Vegas terms,
2022.
You can officially say you from Vegas. You've been here for 10 years now. You vetted in.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No, of course. So what are some things now, like now looking back and actually coming into today of your experience of being an entrepreneur, being a father, and figuring out how to make this career in being an entrepreneurship work and being a boss and being an owner? What are some things you've experienced that could have worked out in theory, but did not go that way in practice?
I guess probably like scaling my business.
Okay.
Probably putting too much money into it and not taking the proper steps, then say, okay, let me not go all the way up the ladder. Let me just take this step by step,
right,
and not invest too much money where I'm holding on to a lot of product, and I'm not able to push it, and I'm a one-man band.
Yeah.
Maybe need to, recruit, delegate some things. So I would say that.
I have to salute you on that because I definitely still am there. We're a one-man band, but like luckily I'm like, if I'm not perfect at something, I'll allow somebody else to do it. I'll pay them to do it or whatever the case may be. So I salute you on that. But I'm sorry, I got to do this to you, bro. You ready? You ready for this to happen?
Hit me with it.
I got to take you to the hot seat, my brother. So in this segment, we provide in-depth questions to learn more about you as the guest, right? But back in the day, I used to make them fast, like rapid fast. But now I like to ask deep questions to see if the people, what they want to know about your profession, about what you do. So good sir, Mr. D, can you tell us, is there a difference between real estate and digital real estate?
It definitely is.
What's the difference, good sir?
Digital real estate is domains. You can buy a domain. So right now I have many domains, but one of my domains is Life Without Internet. Okay. Life Without Internet. And that came from a book that I read called 1 Year After, where it was a attack, what's called EMP, electromagnetic pulse, where somebody came and basically shut the internet off in the country. So it was like a terrorist attack. So that's digital real estate. And regular real estate can be, that's broad. You can have physical, it is physical homes, but it could be land. Yes. It could be a home. It could be a townhome. It could be an apartment.
Multiplex, all those things, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know folks, sometimes they see digital real estate. I don't think they understand the difference. Definitely wanted to pick that. What are the advantages and disadvantages in investing in cryptocurrency and NFT, or in stock? Sorry.
The advantage of investing in stocks, which is one of my favorite, is you can pass it down to your children, your heirs. The disadvantages is you can pick the wrong platform. I won't name any platforms because I am so big on leaving a legacy. You could pick the wrong platform that doesn't have a beneficiary to it. Right. So advantage, disadvantage. And I'm sorry, what was the other question?
And like, what was the advantage and disadvantage in cryptocurrencies and in stock?
Okay, so I gave you stock.
You gave me stock, yeah.
So with cryptocurrency, the advantage is if you want to say, use the example that I gave earlier about, not having another party in your business, right? Where you can still be able to make transactions. That's the advantage. And the disadvantage is I guess maybe it's too many coins out there right now. It's so many coins out there, and a lot of people don't know what's the specific of that coin before they invest. So that's the con.
The con.
Yeah.
So okay, and that because I think when we think of cryptocurrencies and stock, those are kind of somewhat in the same, like somewhat in the same lane in a sense, or no?
What's that? No. So with crypto, I mean, I think where people are intertwining them is like with the trading.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
That's because I think people think like, oh, it's kind of like stock, and I'm like, they're separate lanes, right?
Yeah, they're separate, definitely.
But you can trade amongst those platforms, correct?
You can trade stocks. You could trade cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
Yes.
So now going into we're in 20. Now we're talking about something that's relatively new, NFTs. Mm-hmm. Why are NFTs making such a fast incline?
I believe it is something that the rich are putting their money into, the wealthy are putting their money into, and it's people that's not wealthy, not rich can get into as well. But initially, I think that's what it was when you have like the Boring Apes and you have all of these different like the dogs and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. I think that was just something because with the pandemic, it was so much money that was flooded, into the market or whatever. They needed to put money elsewhere to say, okay, this is where I don't just have money in this asset. It was another asset class for them to put money into.
Makes sense.
However, I was already working on something where I was like, I didn't know about NFTs, honestly, but I'm like, this is something that I can use to my advantage. So another business venture that I have is I design shoes. Digitally.
Dope.
So I use Photoshop, I use coloring books. So shoes is something that I design colorway, not actually physically designing the shoes, but a colorway. And so once I found out about NFTs, I got 3 NFTs right now, but I don't know how to market them. But when I learn how to market them,
right,
I'm gonna go all in because I got hundreds of shoes that I've just been in my spare time just creating.
I got to get you with a close friend of ours. He was on season 1, episode 7. He's big on NFTs and the metaverse, which is actually my next question for you, which is, what are your thoughts on the metaverse?
Man, I'm my birthday next month, so I got somebody getting me a headset so I can go and check it out, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You got a clothing? Don't you have a clothing line?
I do.
Hey, man, I'm putting it in the metaverse. I'm putting it on the universe, man. Me and Sean Tory gonna have our clothes, his clothes, my shoes in the metaverse.
Hey, man, like, listen, that's the move, because if folks been paying attention to the brand, which is the Unconquerable, I have a character named Mecca, and I've literally just gave him 5 different outfits because we're getting ready. just
oh yeah, man, we gotta talk,
ready.
Man.
We gotta talk. I'm getting ready for that's why I've been slowly getting into learning more about NFTs, because it's a lot to take in, especially with me being in the doctorate program too. And it's like I know myself. I have to fully finish one thing before I get to the next. So I'm almost done with this PhD program, so we'll get there. But I'm slowly starting to
Congratulations,
Thank you,
bro.
Thank you, Mo.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man.
The dedication, man.
Listen.
Hey, this woman right here, man, my grandmother, she was a psychiatric nurse at Jackson State University.
Come on, man.
Both of my grandparents was Jackson State University alumni. So that dedication, man, to go to school that long, man, I salute you.
Man, thank you, man. I look at my daughters, man, and they're the reason, because I remember, like, I'm the first to get this far, and I didn't really think much of it. I still don't. But when I talked to my grandma, who was someone who, when she was a teenager, was picking cotton, like that's not that far removed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, she still lived long enough. She still is alive and still has to cry to see when Obama got elected, to cry to see me walk across these stages. She never thought anybody in her family would get this far, or the podcast and all the stuff that goes on. To me, I'm like, oh, this is like, to us, and I guess our generation, like, we still trying to grind to get to something. For her, she's like, you
made it.
You made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how she feels. So shout out to Granny, man. I'm like, Cloud May, I love you, girl.
Oh yeah, shout out to the grandmas, man. Everybody don't have their grandparents,
they don't,
man.
They don't. I was just talking to her last night. So Huge shout out to her. Shout out to your people too, because I know if they're still alive. Hopefully, are they still alive? Correct. I'm sorry.
Not these grandparents. My grandmother on my dad's side is alive.
Oh man, I know they would be happy right now because what Coach Sanders is doing out there in Jackson State, killing with swag. But man, salute to your people and salute to you, bro. Cause
appreciate you.
It shows what our grandparents went through because of like how we're all turning out to see a black woman as a director of a podcast, to see our sound engineer. It's a dope feeling. I don't know if many people think about it. Like now, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, thankfully. And to go back to the hot seat, because I know we drifted a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. We could do that. How would you advise someone to create an NFT and be invested into the metaverse? How would you suggest that to anybody?
Well, see, I do mines on paper. I do mines on paper with the shoes, and then I go and put it on Photoshop.
Okay.
And then I do whatever I want to do with it, and then I submit it. I'm gonna let the people know I'm not an expert at it yet. But to just get in there, you definitely want to. It's different platforms. I'm on OpenSea, so if you want to look me up, Colorway J, that's my name on there, Colorway J, and once you're able to get on OpenSea, then it allows you to get on other platforms as well. Because I know other platforms is a little harder. They want you to do an interview. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody's trying to flood the market and submit their own NFTs or, trying to buy NFTs or whatever. But I would suggest people to however you do your art digitally, get on OpenSea and find out how to market. Check out some YouTube videos, right. Get some books. I'm big on reading, man. Find some books on Amazon and just go all in if that's what you want to do. When I get my Oculus Quest 2, right, I'll be back on the podcast, let y'all know how it goes.
Oh man, yeah, we'll get you back on. Tell us how to do, because I know you're big on stocks and crypto, and I know NFTs is something that you're really striving for. So I definitely wanted to put that in the atmosphere because you will be expert at that too.
Yes, sir.
So salute to you, because dog, guess what? You made it through the hot seat, player.
That's what's up, man.
You made it through.
Made it through.
It wasn't bad, was it?
Nah, it wasn't bad at all, man.
I promise you. Well, I just that's my favorite part of the show. When I be like, oh man, I'm sorry I got to do this to you, and they be like, what you got to do? I'm like, it's the hot seat. But now we're going to get into your sauce.
You don't got no sauce, then you're lost.
Because you get lost in the sauce.
You lost in the sauce.
You know what I'm saying? So this segment... Gooch, you already know. So this segment gives us more insight of our guests, where we ask, what's your special ingredient, right? Like for your business. This is where you tell us why nobody can replicate what you do. So, my brother D, can you tell us what makes perfect product a business nobody can duplicate what you do?
Nobody can duplicate what Dee Cosby does, because I'm being myself. I add things to my business that I don't see other people doing, and I would give some of the sauce up. So on my page, Perfect Products, what I do to attract more customers, to get them involved. So because I am an investor, if anybody knows about Acorns is a stock platform.
Right.
And so one of the things that you can do on Acorns is when you buy something from a company, they invest into you. Mm-hmm. So now if you understand that concept, that should change the way you spend money. Yep. Like, don't spend money with nobody who's not investing into you. Right. So eBay gives you 1% of a product, anything that you buy. They invest that into the stock market for you. Yep. So for example, if you come to my page, under a product, if I have a bottle of water on there, I'm going to have a sign under there. I'm going to have in a description, okay, if you're going to buy this water, you should first get an Acorns app, and then I'll get some money, you'll get some money. $5, I believe it is. Yep. That way we both breaking bread. And then now once you buy this water, you buy it for $1, they're going to invest 10 cents into the stock market for you. Mm-hmm. And then this is when you need to start learning about compound interest if you don't already know. Right. A lot of people are like, oh, what's 10 cents? What's 20 cents? But once you start learning about compound interest, this is how you generate wealth.
Man, let them know. So what would you say your secret ingredient is?
Secret ingredient is giving.
Man, come on. Talk about it.
Giving.
I love it. Man, thank you for giving us that sauce, man. And Thank you for coming on the episode to really give us that, because you definitely taught me a lot. I'm looking forward to continuing to learn from you. But right now, we want to give you your flowers, right? As we go into the last segment of the show, which is the happy hour, ladies and gentlemen. And before that, we got something for you. On behalf of the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, this is for you, my brother.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem at all. And during this segment, this is where we give, between the host and the guest, where we give a toast to success. So we ask you what's going on great for you, big or small. So good sir, what's going on? That's something that's going great for your business that's worth celebrating.
I am generating income.
My man. So generate income and many more blessings to you, my brother. Peace.
I appreciate it.
That's definitely. Yes, sir. So D, please drop all your social handles. Tell people where they can find you, good sir.
You can find me at Colorway J. That would be for the NFTs that's coming up. I don't really have a handle for my perfect product.
Right.
It's kind of just like sell itself.
Yeah.
But once I start actually ramping it up, start selling thousands of products, and right now I'm just selling hundreds of products.
Gotcha.
I'll create an Instagram and a Facebook and all that for that. But if anybody wants to text me to get more information about how to get started in a reseller business, they can call or text me at 219-413-9430. You can email me at b1@icloud.com.
Thank you so much, good sir. It's been a pleasure to have you on this episode. Looking forward to your success, looking forward to the future for you, and many, 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 many more blessings to you, good sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Sean Tory of the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats. Again, Sean Tory and our DJ Icebreak.
DJ Icebreak.
And we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time.